Coach, I'll start with you. 5-7 record last year, but five of those losses were by a touchdown or less. Could have been even better than it was. What were you able to take away from some of those close games, and what's it going to take to turn those to wins and maybe have your program take the next step? Jerome. Talk about your season last year. Um, you took the advantage of the opportunity to move into a starting role. You run for 531 yards, six touchdowns. What are some of your goals for this season?
I say some of my goals for this season, sir, is just developing into that starter role, developing my game to just play the full season. I think since I've been here, sir, it's always been a little adversity. Um, some things happening, injuries or whatnot or anything. I say it's just developing to that role, man, and just getting ready to play the whole season, and that's one of my goals, and just being a brute force for my team. Training, been training well through the summer and the spring, and I'm just ready and looking forward to the future.
Cam, how about for you? 16 tackles last year in six games, but you're one of the more experienced guys returning as a starter. Talk about some of your expectations and goals for the season.
Yeah, with me, same thing, kind of. Just trying to stay on the field as much as I can. Had a little injuries last year and previous season, so trying to stay on the field and be that leader for my team, and just hope the guys, want to follow and want to win games. We're here to win games.
So, that for some questions, we'll start with Donnell. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning. It's Donald. But good morning.
I'm
Is
sorry,
Coach?
Donnell.
That's all right. Is Coach Boykin? Is he on now?
Yeah, he's on. Coach, can you hear Coach? I'm not sure what's going on with his
Okay.
with the volume. If you want to start with the questions to the players.
Okay, that's cool for both players, and each can answer. Um, what were your thoughts on last year? I think you were 5-3 at one point, lost the last four, but as Rob mentioned, tough CAA. You were in most of the games. Can you, for both of you, can you kind of assess last season, 2024?
Yes, I'll go first. I say we started off strong, real strong start. And it's more so those four games, like you mentioned. It's more so one play away or one missed assignment away, and we know what we have to do to get rid of those things. It's all about certain plays, certain situations, situational football, being smart, and we know that we have to be more disciplined in this prestigious conference. We understand that all these teams are disciplined, all these teams are well put together, well coached, and we have to level up on that. Those games were real close games where we lost. I think the only one that was the score was it was William and Mary. But every other game it was like one play away, one missed assignment away. So we know what we have to do.
Yeah, just like Snipes said, there's a hump we got to get over that we had to get over. And I think, this offseason we've been focusing on getting over that hump and finishing out games strong and taking care of the little things so the big things can kind of work themselves out. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Where we know what we could do last season. We know where we stood in some of those games versus some of these teams. So we just trying to hone in on these little things.
And then for one of you or both of you, either way, whoever wants to answer it, the schedule. So looks like this year you're not playing any FBS programs or money games, as maybe some people would call them, but you're playing five HBCUs. So what does that mean to you to be at an HBCU in Hampton and then to have a schedule stacked with, well, obviously A&T's in the conference, but five HBCUs as opponents?
I got this one, Snipes. We don't make the schedule, so we gonna play who they say we gotta play. As far as these HBCUs, we just trying to go out there and play our best Hampton game, and the results will take care of themselves.
Okay, thanks.
Coach, you have your audio up working? I know you logged back in. Yeah, I'm not sure. The next question for Trevin, if you guys will keep working on coach's audio, but if you got coaches for the players or questions for the players.
For sure. This is for either of you. Kind of bouncing off what you guys were talking about earlier. How have you seen this team grow since last season? Obviously, like you guys were saying, had a pretty good start, ended up kind of falling short towards the end. How have you seen this team grow from there heading into 2025?
I'll take this one. Man, we've grown a lot. Being through adversity all throughout, the last part of last year, having injuries and having guys, even in the offseason, having guys leave and stuff, we still have grown a lot. I say up in the training up, like spring training, having mat drills, summer training. We train hard and we understand where we can go. We know where we need to go and we know what we want. And that's one of the biggest things I say is just we've grown real up here mentally. I say we've grown mentally a lot more.
And you guys were ranked 11th in the CAA preseason poll. I'm curious on, do you guys use it as a motivating tool, or kind of what do you keep it out of the locker room? What does that mean to you guys in the back of your mind?
We know, what the conference thinks of us, and okay, they got us ranked at 11, but we just take that as motivation. Like I said, we got the same goal. Everybody on the team has the same goal and the same mission, so we're all on that train ready to go.
So, what would you say to people who, I guess, would think that Hampton can't compete in the CAA right now in its current landscape?
To the non-believers, I'll probably just say, just watch. The proof is in the pudding. We just gonna work hard, and the results will come after that.
All right. Next question here this morning for you guys is Azar. Go ahead, Azar.
Yeah. Yeah, coach. You said coach is not his audio is not working.
Something with his audio, unfortunately.
Okay. For this question is for Cam. I know that defensive wise, there was some hole outside looking in. There was some holes. Or I don't know. It's just some lapses in certain games. How much of a personal challenge did you take it, being that you're the defensive back and you're on the defensive squad? And what have you and Coach McComb, or I would say the whole defensive team and Coach McComb, come up with to make sure that end of that side of football upgrades this year going into the season?
I think Coach McComb and the rest of the defensive staff have a great plan and what they want us to do, and I think that they're going to put us in the best positions to make plays and to change the game. And Coach McComb, he's a great coach, so I think what he has and the formula he has set for us is going to be good.
Okay, how much of a personal challenge do you take it upon yourself to make sure that defense steps up, even perform better than last season?
I take it as a big challenge. From what we did last year, we can only build on that. We're not taking no steps back, and everything I could do to get there and to keep going up is what I'm going to do. So I take it as a challenge.
Okay, I mean a better way to answer that. On a scale of 1 to 10, that's the best way of asking.
On a scale from 1 to 10, let's go 10.
All right, cool. Thank you, Cam.
Jaquan, for you, Hampton was one of the top running offenses in the CAA last year. I know you want to be a big part of that. How much fun is it to play an offense that where running the ball is such a big focus?
It's very fun. It's fun,
Okay.
and I say, it's challenging a bit, but I'm up for the challenge. We are trying to transfer our game into being a more dynamic passing team also, and I'm up for the challenge. Being the rushing leader on the team and trying to just set a standard for the team as for the all running backs, not just me.
Hey, Rob, let's do this. Where there's a will, there's a way. I got Coach Boykin on my phone, and he can hear through my computer, and folks should be able to hear him. So I think we got him patched in.
All right. All right. If you want to, maybe Joey, just have him talk about. We'll go back to the start. Talking about the fact that 5-7 last year, but we're awful close with all those close losses. What does he feel like it's going to take to turn those close losses into wins this season?
Well, I think what we do is, each game, we just focus in and lock in. I thought our guys, did a great job of fighting. You're always trying to find a way to get over that hump. And the one thing you saw each week in those games that our guys were going to stick together. They were going to fight. They were committed to the process of what we wanted to get done. And so this off season, the thing that we talked about from day one when we got back is doing hard things together. And that's what you got to do when you're trying to build a program, what we're trying to build. You're going to go through difficult times. You're going to go through tough times. But our guys hung together during the season last year. And then you saw what they were doing during winter conditioning, during spring ball, during this summer, was fighting and staying together. And that's something we're going to push. That's something we're going to talk about all the way up to game one.
Let me let Donald get a question in because I know he had a question in for you. Go ahead, Don.
All right. Appreciate it, Rob. Good morning, Coach Boykin. You're scheduled. Yes, sir. You're scheduled this year. No FBS opponents. You've got 5 HBCU opponents, 4 that are out of conference. Is that by, as an HBCU, is that by design? Was that by design to make sure you had more HBCU schools on the schedule?
No, it just happened to be that way. And again, some of these schedules are 3 and 4 years, in advance. But it didn't happen. It wasn't that way on purpose. It just happened to be that way. Next year we do Maryland next. So it wasn't by design all that way for this season, which is fine for us. But no, we that wasn't designed.
All right, thank you.
And then
Yes.
I'll let Trevin get in one, and before we go. Go ahead, Trevin.
I guess first, I'm just curious. What are your goals and expectations for this season? Is there like maybe a benchmark in maybe the back of your mind that you're thinking, if we reach this point or this benchmark, that I could build this season as a success?
That's a good question. I mean, of course, you want to go and win every game. I mean, I would be not telling the truth if every coach didn't sit up here and say, yeah, we want to win them all. That's the mindset that you go in is, hey, we want to win every game. So again, there's no number in my mind. I don't want to set a certain number. I just want us to go out there, execute what we're supposed to execute. And, like we say, you just got to be 1-0 on Saturdays. And that's all we're trying to do. On 1-0 on Saturday, I'm only concerned about one game right now. And that's our first game. And all we're going to prepare to do is be 1-0 on Saturday. If you do that, again, and I know it sounds like a cliche, but that's all your goal is, to be 1-0 on Saturday. If you're 1-0 on Saturday, then you'll reach the goals that you want.
Rob, you mind if I get one more in?
Yeah, one more, and then we'll wrap it up. Go ahead.
I'm just curious. So Snipes talked earlier about the offense hoping to become more dynamic and get more of the passing going. I'm curious of how is the quarterback competition currently? Who are you expecting to take first team reps when fall camp starts? And I guess how are the other position group battles on the offensive side?
Well, offensively, our O-line, I'll start there because, again, everything starts and ends with our O-line. We've got a good group of guys playing for us. Again, with our O-line, they're guys that played for us last year. They may not have been starters, but got a lot of playing time last year. We filled those holes with some guys that left. And so, right now we're sitting around 14, 15 O-linemen. And again, so that's where the depth starts right there. Quarterback wise, I mean, we have 4 quarterbacks that are in the building, and they've been competing, and they're going to continue to compete all fall camp. And so we've got 4 quarterbacks that I like, and we'll find out what happens at the end of the camp. Wide receiver, that group is probably the most advanced group because there's a lot of guys that have playing experience. Some guys that have come in that have playing experience. So I really see that group being a very solid group for us. Guys making plays, blocking, catching, running. And then, with our running back position, with Snipes and Shepard and some guys that are in and some freshmen that are coming in, that group is going to be a competitive group. So at skill positions, you have a lot of competition at that spot. And, you got to see it during this summer workouts. And so I'm excited to get back for fall camp because those 2 positions has a lot of talent. And so I'll be excited to see, who starts to rise to the top towards the end of fall camp.
All right. Coach, thanks so much for